Hey everyone, it's Brandon Killabh Hall. Welcome back to Grassroots Podcast. Be sure to check us out, Grassroots Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you hit the notification button to be notified of all of our latest to the greatest episodes. We got some good topics today. Here with my esteemed guest friends. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Erin Ashley Simon. I say yo.
Okay, that's how you feel. All right.
I had to pull a little Nas, you know. I had to outdo Nas.
Yo, she came in hot. She came in hot.
I'm not gonna compare.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah, word.
Man. Yo, KO with the yayo. What's up, man?
What? Wait, what?
Wait, I can't say yo and then you say yo.
Oh,
Yeah.
my fault.
You gotta switch it up.
She threw your whole intro game off after that.
I was
Like,
ready.
yeah.
I had to still go with it. I had nothing else.
I feel like I have to work on mine. But go ahead, introduce yourself. Sorry.
Regular Nas.
I'm Wilson.
And our guest, introduce yourself. That's what we do here.
Nyla Simone. Nothing rhymes with my name, but.
No, I'm not typically KO with the yayo.
I know that was just weird.
That's new?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good thing you didn't say KO with the mayo. That would've been crazy.
Yeah, every week there's something. He has a new name. That's kind of crazy. All right, we got some good topics to talk about. So let's get into it. Recently, Justin Bieber is under fire after Instagram post about, he said, in quote, let me go to the direct quote. He said, the legendary equation, which had Michael Jackson and Tupac equals Chris Brown. Chris Brown has recently commented back to Justin Bieber, thanking him for such high standards. But Justin Bieber, again, is under fire under this because of the fact that people don't agree.
I don't.
So I guess we'll open it up to the floor. So you agree with Justin Bieber?
He's a mixture of Mike and Pop.
Okay.
I think he dances better than Mike personally.
Ridiculous, but
I think so. He doesn't have as many, classic songs or records, but he dances better than
Don't
Mike.
you try to clean it up now. You
No,
guys
no,
do.
no.
He doesn't.
I'm sticking
he
with it.
doesn't.
Well, no. Chris has, not like Mike.
His first album, in a sense,
That
would be
whole
a
first
classic.
album is
Yeah, I
not
was gonna
a
say,
classic.
that
You would
first-
compare that to
Solid album.
anything in Mike's
Are you
catalog?
serious? Mike had
No, not
37
comparing.
number,
Well, I'm not just-
37
Yeah.
number
no.
one hits.
Whoa.
37
Hold on,
number
hold on,
one
hold
hits.
on.
Whoa.
Everyone, simmer
Whoa.
down, simmer
I
down.
saw-
Whoa.
Just
Engine-
relax.
engines is
Yeah,
going.
Y'all got
just
triggered
relax.
real quick.
Yeah, let's.
We were just saying that Chris Brown has a classic in his
Yeah.
own right, his first
Yeah.
project.
Oh,
We're
no.
not saying
It's
he
a
has
classic
more.
alone.
He has
Michael.
classics. He has classics. Not like Mike's, though.
No, we're not.
Like, Mike's are a little different.
Whoa. we're-
Timeless.
Okay.
Mike's are a little
You know what I
different,
mean.
but I'm not mad at the comparison.
I'm not mad at it either.
Yeah, I think he would be the closest person to Mike at this point. Name me another artist that's not close to
I
Mike.
feel like
I
the
wouldn't.
Tupac part is a drag though. Like
Well, the only reason I
bit much.
get the Tupac part only just because at one point Chris Brown was running around Thug Life. Y'all don't remember that? Where he was tattooing. He
had,
was
like, a
tattooing.
SWAT
He was doing
team also?
graffiti everywhere. Like he was just into fuck media, fuck all of y'all that are trying to crucify
Didn't
me.
the SWAT
that
team come
wasn't
to
the
his house
meaning
too?
of that wasn't the meaning of Thug Life for Pacs we have.
I know.
And I feel like as far as like okay, so if we're comparing artistry, Mike and Chris Brown, that makes sense. Artistry of Pac and Chris Brown doesn't make any sense in any way. Where Pac had a positive message overall, like I think people try to focus on the negative in Pac's career
100%.
as far as like the Thug Life shit, but that's not even what Thug Life meant. Like
Yeah.
Thug Life is actually supposed to be an empowering movement. So the only reason why I don't think that the Tupac part matters is because of that. But I can understand what he meant by it, just in the sense of Chris Brown's always in some shit.
Yeah,
And-
controversy all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which Pac was.
That's what I'm saying.
He was.
That's the only way I see
He's
it,
always in
the
some shit.
comparison. How do y'all feel about the whole? So here's my question. We have a bunch of questions, but here's one question I thought about: is what is the time frame where you allow an artist or you forgive an artist or just anyone for their sins? I'm seeing a lot of, and the only reason I'm preferencing that is because I see a lot of comments of, yo, y'all still supporting this women beater. Yo, never forget. Yo, like at what point do we start to say, hey, are we not a society that believes in rehabilitation or change?
We live in a cancel fucking culture. But let me just say this story. I took a picture with Chris Brown 2 years ago, right? So excited. Okay, I love Chris Brown. That's my husband. Shout out to you, babe. Happy birthday.
Let's see what side she's on.
We know.
So look, I took a picture with Chris Brown. I posted it, right? I have 3,000 followers at the time. Chris Brown follows and likes it, okay? When I tell you, I gained 3,000 new followers that day, and under my comments, it got 8,000 likes, and under my comments, about 500 comments, and all the comments said, I hope he didn't beat you. Oh my gosh, she's with the beater.
That's fucked
Did he
up.
beat you? But did he hit you though? Don't stand too close. He might hit you. Literally, all the comments said that shit. And then like, this is such like a happy moment for me. Like I'm coming out with my man and shit. And everything, energy. So like,
Well, I do want to address. We'll circle back because that's a whole nother story. The fact that you were introducing your man to the public. We'll circle back to that. It's cool. It's cool. I think that's disgusting though.
What?
Like.
Wait. Context. What's disgusting?
Okay, yeah. Let me not say that.
Because she told her story.
Yeah. My bad.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
comments?
I'm like,
The comments.
Yeah.
The comments are disgusting. Like, at what point this man can't go and live his life? And then y'all crucified me. Just commented on Rihanna's picture, congratulating her.
Yeah.
Y'all crucify him some more. Like, what is this supposed to last for life? That's all I want to know.
The craziest part about it is Rihanna already forgave him.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
right.
How are y'all still mad? And
yeah,
she's
they're-
okay with it.
yeah,
they made their peace.
They're actually, I think they're like, they've talked before. So
Yeah.
it's just like, I think another thing too that people were saying why they haven't forgiven is because now people are saying, well, he repeated the same thing with Karrueche and all that stuff, right? There needs to come a point if someone is showing, I guess, I wouldn't even say that they're like, I wouldn't even say like better behavior in a sense, but just shows that like they're not doing that stuff anymore and they're trying to get better. But I think the main issue is that people feel like Chris Brown isn't trying to get better because he's constantly in controversial issues.
Yeah.
But then I also think that, you know, not to have the comparison because like, you know, he did hit her and Justin Bieber didn't. But Justin Bieber also has been in a lot of controversies too, but people forgive him more than that.
Well, that's my thing. I feel like we're such a...
His weren't as bad though.
I'm about to say, and did
No,
he hit
but I'm-
Karrueche? Did he hit Karrueche?
He didn't hit Karrueche.
I don't think he hit her.
He didn't hit Karrueche.
I think he was menacing.
Yeah, it was menacing. Or,
Restraining order.
okay, so Chris has
Yeah.
corrected
Chris
us
Brown
yet
is
again.
a lover, okay? He loves hard.
Oh my God.
The same way Pepe Le Pew is, right?
Oh my god! But my
That's
point.
fucked up.
But my point is that these celebrities, a lot of them are going to constantly going to be in some shit because when you're in that limelight, and just imagine like you're in that limelight and you constantly have people attacking you, constantly having people put phones in your face, constantly having people comparing you to other people. At some point, you're just like, yo, fuck all this shit. Like
Yeah.
I could see that getting to the point. Now I'm not justifying what he did whatsoever. I'm not condoning it you know, or anything like that. But I also do feel like if people prove themselves getting better, we should be able to forgive them. But I don't necessarily think that he's been showing that consistently. I think that's the key word, consistently.
But how is he going to show that consistently? You want him to get a new girlfriend once a week and send him
No,
flowers and
no,
pictures?
because you're his girlfriend. Why is he gonna get a new one?
and that being said, he's doing great. Okay.
He's doing great.
Who would y'all say Justin Bieber's a mix of? Fergie and Jesus?
Said Fergie.
No, but Justin Bieber can sing.
Oh yeah, nah,
He
he's the
can sing
truth.
though.
He's the truth.
I don't know about the
Bieber.
truth.
No, he's
Justin Bieber-
hard.
No, he
You
can
gotta
sing.
listen to
Justin Bieber's
journals.
fire.
Sing.
You gotta listen
And
to
I know
He's the
that's,
truth.
that's probably not the popular thing for any of us to say, but I don't give a fuck what y'all think. Justin Bieber's fire, and he makes hit records. And
Agreed.
again, if I don't like that whole cultural thing where you're boxing one person into one demographic just based off of their gender, creed, race, or whatever it may have you. I think that kid makes great records. Do I think outside looking in, I don't have any concrete information, but I could see how he's troubled. I just don't know how.
He's a monster.
Yeah, like I can see that there's something going
Apparently
on
he's
with him.
apparently
No, in a
he's
good way. I
found-
mean, musically.
Apparently he's
Yeah.
I'm gonna say apparently he's like starting to find himself in a sense.
Yeah.
Because he's been going to church more, and I guess he got married. And Haley Baldwin's like, no, he's getting better.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So-
your significant other is supposed to say that you're getting better. You know
Well, yo,
what I'm saying? Like-
wasn't it kind of like that
I mean,
stage though that like all pop stars go through? They always go through like that black phase
Yo, I feel like
where
Yeah.
where they get like real.
Yeah.
They start doing like bad things, emulating black culture a little bit more.
yeah.
Like
Well-
that's kind of what he went through. Who else went through that shit?
Well, he also like
Miley
threw around the
Cyrus.
N-word
Miley
a lot.
Cyrus,
Yo, he couldn't
Britney
wait to say that.
Spears.
So they take,
Britney Spears a little bit.
They-
Yeah.
they-
Britney Spears a little bit. She
Little
shaved her
bit.
head off. What are
She
you
did
talking
a
about?
lot.
She did a
They
lot.
all
that wasn't black
That was-
culture.
yeah.
That was a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, that was a nervous
Yeah.
breakdown type.
That had nothing to do with black people. That was her. Shit
No,
hit
but
the
I get what
fan.
he's saying. Most artists or acts, they normally have those rough patches, even though they're not deemed to be rough patches. I really
Yeah.
kind of look at them as like badges of
J-Lo.
honor.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah,
have those
badges
rough
of
patches.
honor.
Yeah, like think about it. I
Yeah,
look
even
at.
Will Smith slapped someone.
But that's what I'm saying.
Hold
on,
I
hold
feel
on.
like
Oh, he slapped the man who kissed him though.
Yeah, and he's from Philly.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. No, but the point is every celebrity is gonna have that moment
Yeah. Yeah.
where they'll act out of character.
I
That's gonna
personally
happen.
don't think artists cannot go through something and be great.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't even think that's out of character. I think that's their real character.
Well,
but because they're
yeah.
held to such a high standard, they're forced to put up with shit and accept shit
Yeah,
that the average
yeah.
person
100%.
doesn't
You just
Well,
tried
I
to
see.
kiss me, bro.
Well, I say
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
character because that's how they are perceived to the masses,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
appears as out of character. But I always tell people, you think you may know your favorite celeb, but you don't.
Yeah, no,
that's
you
not
don't.
who they
Literally.
are.
Yeah.
Like, that's really not who they are 24/7. It's always a slight, even if they don't want to admit it, it's still a slight front that they're putting on.
Yeah.
They have to.
Well, the other thing, we can all say that it's a business for media to target someone and to start to diminish their character. Like, I think we can agree on a right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm not saying what happened with Chris Brown.
Especially
was
the black
right.
man.
Yeah, but like, once they have their eye on you, they are in full attack mode. There's nothing you could really do about it but defend yourself. So I could see how someone spazzes out, flips out. You know what I'm saying? You outside your home and you see people in your yard on your property. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see how that shit could happen. I just wonder at what point does it stop? Because the shit just happens over and over and over again for someone that is constantly just trying to be positive and uplifting someone.
Yeah, that was Chris's problem. He was already black, and then he went through a black phase. It was too much. It was too much.
That's facts,
my
though.
God.
Like, yo, he started off
For real.
real clean.
Yeah.
Lost that spearmint joint.
Started
He said
smoking
lost the
cigarettes.
experiment joint.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That shit changed everything.
Yeah.
It changes everything. Think about it, because that
I
was-
haven't seen him endorse anything after.
But at that point, you think about it, that was like one of the biggest deals at that time for him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then the Rihanna shit happens.
Not gonna lie though, that boosted Rihanna's career.
But that was my thing.
Oh,
we
yeah.
definitely said
But
we
that-
definitely said
He,
But
he
that's-
gave her. He
yeah.
gave her. He gave her that
made
street
hot,
cred.
okay?
Listen.
She would not be where she is.
Listen,
He gave her that
was a
street
fair
cred.
fight.
Yeah.
He tried to bite her.
But no, it's interesting you brought that
It's
up
sad but
because
true.
because we definitely brought that up. And
100%.
people
Oh,
thought
okay.
like people felt
That
certain
Chris
way
Brown
they
shit,
brought it
I
up.
don't care what happened. That Chris Brown shit propels Rihanna.
No, it made her hot OG.
Yeah.
She
Like-
got a short haircut. She
What was
came
that
with
song,
attitude.
Pond-
You
Pond the
look
River?
so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was Pond the River.
that was prior.
No,
that was way
prior
before.
to the
Prior to
Aspen.
it.
Yeah, I was pride her getting whooped up on by Chris Brown.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
nobody here is condone, like, everybody here thinks what Chris did is wrong. So
Yeah.
for you people in the comment, go suck a dick.
Wow. All right.
Whoa.
Came in hot.
Shut it or put your dick beaters
Oh
up.
my god.
Because people are like, oh my God, I can't.
Yeah, like that's why they're bad. Kept calling it happen. Like,
Pussy- rubbers,
not
dick
the
beaters.
but that
Pussy
made her
maulers.
hot, bro.
Listen.
Regular Nas is a dick.
Without that altercation happening, I think Rihanna still becomes the artist that she is now. Will it have been as fast? I don't know. I don't know, because who doesn't
I don't
like
know.
who does not? Society is very big on targeting someone and uplifting someone.
But also, I feel like whenever and guys, don't take this out of context, but I feel like whenever someone breaks up and they were like really in love or really into that relationship, they always drop like the best music after.
Yeah.
And right after
Yeah.
the incident, she was dropping like fire tracks,
Yeah.
one after another.
Yeah, heartbreak makes good music.
Well, that's what I said. Some of your favorite artists, to your point,
Yeah.
I feel like they propel themselves more or reach a different, or they can tap into a different, I guess, aspect of their own lives just based off of just strict heartache or
Yeah.
turmoil. Like, those are things that make you great because you
Yeah.
gotta,
But like
adversity
a
and all that
private
shit.
L and a public L in front of the world, it's two different type of L's,
two-
two different types
Yeah.
of motivation.
But
Facts.
also, too, it also depends on how big the L is in public. Because, again, I could see how that could hurt Rihanna. Because let's say if Rihanna goes back to Chris Brown, then they're like, oh, you stuck with him. You believed it. I wonder what happens in that scenario. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Did she talk about that? I think she did somewhere, and she said she wanted to, but she couldn't
would-
I think you're
that's
right. Yeah, I
because
think
of the
you're right.
limelight.
because of the limelight. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If it restricts
That shit
you.
would have looked horrible.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would have
Should've
been
just
bad.
dated
'Cause
him
now
in
both of them
private,
get-
But I'm so glad. She
Yeah, I
Both
was
of them
say you
get
would have had a chance.
Both of them get dragged at that point.
Yeah, man, but makes it comes out with good music though.
Well, I guess you can look at it like that, but does it really matter? Like I think Chris Brown makes great music. I don't think he'll ever be the artist that he's supposed to be just simply because of his past.
Yeah, same.
And that's why you can never be Mike. Gotta avoid all those pitfalls, man.
Mike had pitfalls. Mike had pitfalls.
Mike had pitfalls. Relax.
Yeah.
I'm a Mike stan. You're a Mike
He
stan.
did.
Everybody
You just
Mike
saw
stan.
one of the pitfalls. One of the
Michael
pitfalls.
You mean that farce that they made? That farce documentary that they made?
That
full of lies?
that
Oh,
farce.
just
that,
like the fake R. Kelly documentary
No,
they
no,
made,
that's
right?
real.
Just
That's
like
real.
all
That's
these
real.
documentaries
That's real.
was
That's
made.
real.
yeah, that one was real.
Like what?
Well,
Surviving Neverland was an echo from his
Fam,
from his
they already
pitfall.
came out and said those dudes lied.
Yeah,
No,
said-
I believe they were lying.
No,
but
they
it's still
came
an
out.
echo from his
It's still a
pitfalls.
quote unquote pitfall because
Yeah.
it's still a mark on his
Yeah.
legacy.
Yeah.
That's
Whether
all.
it's true
You
or
know how
not.
big his legacy is?
It don't matter.
You were just bumping his music.
Yeah, but there were
It don't
people.
matter.
There were people
I was
that
bumping it for
there were people
I was
that
bumping it for
have-
context for
Wait.
the episode number one.
No,
number
you
two.
weren't. You was in your shoulders
Yes,
was moving.
he looked right at me.
His shoulders was
But that doesn't matter. We're not going to cancel somebody's music
no,
based
yeah, I don't-
off of
yeah, I
mistakes
don't
that
get what
they
you're saying.
made.
First of all, contextually, I never said that documentary was true or not. I just said we shall see. So
Yeah.
get it right, Mister.
I
Another
said it
thing.
was
Well, thank you. Another thing too is like a lot of celebrities, like once you get to a certain level of like legacy, there's always gonna be something that's gonna be highlighted in a negative sense. Like the fact that like Whitney Houston's legacy was partially tarnished because she was a drug addict, but no one even bothered to try and like do anything to help her or figure out what the cause is.
Everybody tried to help Nippy, and she ain't want to help.
Yeah.
Today, celebs, it's like you could be doing great from years 23 and up, but they'll go back to your social media and they'll find
100%.
something
Yep.
from your
100%.
fucking 15-year-old you who said
when you were
some
10
wild
years
shit.
old.
Literally. So it's like today, society just won't allow you to be. They won't allow you to evolve to be a better person,
Or have
even
flaws.
if you wanted to. So that's why Chris Brown's legacy is forever going to be tarnished. And we didn't. If Michael Jackson lived in the era of memes, it would have been
Yeah,
over
it'd be
for
pretty
him.
bad. But so
Whitney
that's my
too.
thing. At what point did we start to revisit the statute of limitation as far as how we are publicly judging people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I think
there's not one person in this universe that has not done something wrong.
Right.
Like it's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't
Why
think
are
anybody
we
can
still
ever be
holding-
as big as Mike was.
But no, but
Because of
even-
social media, like you got too much access to artists. Like there's no mystique anymore.
That's true.
Yeah,
know what I'm
there
saying?
is
I'm big on that. I'm big on that. But I do think there's certain artists that use their mystique differently with social media. Like social media helps to propel their mystique. You get what I'm saying?
Did for the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend. Even Frank Ocean now. You think about it. Frank Ocean only had maybe like 400,000 people on Instagram. He had his shit private. The moment he opened his shit up, you learned a whole bunch about Frank Ocean, and he started to open himself out to people. But it's mysterious. He got like 14 posts on there. He's got like 2 point something.
Frank is different.
Yeah, huh?
Frank is different.
You know,
Well,
no. You know who's someone who is so publicly open, but yet I feel like we really don't know so much about him? Tyler, the Creator.
Definitely.
I feel like he's someone.
He's one
I
big
don't know
troll.
that
though.
nigga
He's
serious
so
or lying
open.
ever.
Yeah.
He's so open, and he's talking about people to this day still don't know if he's gay or not.
And that's my
Yeah.
thing. He's
Like-
too much of a troll. I can't read him. Like,
Yeah.
and I enjoy his music, but
But he's
it's
so
only
public
certain-
that
That's
he's,
a great
yeah.
thing because you should never really be able to read somebody.
That's
It's
the
not-
cloth that I come from with artists. Like, I'm not used to artists online talking about, hey, this is your master class and you can join up and we can teach you how to be art. Like, this, it's weird, but I get it because you got to keep up with shit.
Yeah.
But in the same token, I want my artists to, I don't want to know what's happening. Like, that's one thing I will say about like Kanye or like who does a good job of just disappearing for a little bit of time.
That's the only chink in
Drake
his
does
armor.
it. Drake does a good job of.
Cole.
And well, Cole's absence is a little different. Cole, I feel like when Cole leaves, Cole just leaves and he doesn't leave you with something. I feel like Drake will or hop on the record and he'll be ghost for like a good few months to go work on the shit. He leaves me time to miss him. You know what I'm saying? Whereas there's artists now that are trying to keep up with this whole microwave era that are putting out content every single day. I know what you're doing. I know what you had for breakfast. I know what outfit you wore throughout
What
the
time
entire
to take
week.
shits at.
Yeah, like
But that's why
it's
there'll
too
never
much.
be somebody who can compare to Mike because we live in an era where we go through music like this.
Yeah.
Whereas Michael Jackson put out an album, you sat and you listened to it constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Let
know
it
all the
marinate.
songs. Huh?
I said let it marinate.
You let it
Yeah,
marinate.
yeah.
Today it's like, oh, I heard that song a week ago and now that's an old song. Like songs don't live anymore.
Yeah.
Facts. But even the fact that we even compare Chris to Mike stands testimony to his own greatness.
Amen, brother.
That's-
You know what I'm saying?
I did not do that. That was
Wait.
Justin Bieber.
Oh.
I would never compare Chris Brown to Michael Jackson.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I
Why
mean,
not?
Chris
Why
Brown's
not?
been compared to him for like.
Yo,
the
stop being a
longest
hater.
time.
I need to know.
On that side of the
Because I
couch.
don't like something.
No.
I'm a hater.
I'm not saying that.
That's exactly what you just
no,
said.
I'm saying that now. You're a hater. I just want to know. I just want to know why you're a hater. That's all I want to know.
I'm not hating on it. He makes okay music.
Have you ever listened to a Chris Brown album?
Wait.
Hold on. Have you ever listened to a Chris Brown album?
No, I didn't have the
Somebody-
desire
where's
to.
I knew you never did.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Not
Exactly. Thank
Huh?
you. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle.
You,
Nas
Thank you,
doesn't
Kyle.
listen to anything R&B after the 70s.
Wow.
No, after,
Maybe the 80s.
after 88.
Yeah. He stops
What
right
happened
there.
that year?
Wow.
What happened that year?
All right, so humor me real quick. If not Chris Brown being compared to MJ, who would be someone else that you would compare to MJ?
There is nobody else.
Oh, you one of them niggas. All right,
he's one of those guys.
forget it.
Hey, I'm
I
one
get
of
it. No,
those.
it's cool. I get it. It's cool.
There isn't.
I really, if I'm
A
keeping
lot
it
of people
buck-
throw Beyonce in that category.
Performer wise.
I would.
Top performer?
Yes, you can make that
top
comparison.
performance wise?
Did you
Yeah,
watch the
absolutely.
Baychella performance?
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
The
I ain't gonna lie.
Baychella.
Yeah,
I don't-
Baychella.
listen,
That shit was
Oh, you-
crazy.
you high?
Listen,
I'm
Beyonce
not
is
hype at
definitely.
all in any way though.
Okay.
I'm not hype at all anyway, but that shit I had to pay
It was
my
fire.
Oh no,
respect.
performance wise,
That
she's
shit was
definitely up
crazy.
there
It
with
was fire.
Michael.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fire.
She's definitely
It
up
was
there with
fire.
Michael.
I can't really. Now that I'm
you're
sitting here
just
thinking,
hating.
I don't know of
Performance-wise,
anybody
no.
else that would be close. I would say Usher, but Usher is different. I think. I feel like
No.
Usher is.
Usher
No,
didn't make
Usher
it.
doesn't like. I don't.
Usher
I love
tried.
Usher.
I love Usher too.
But Usher
Beyonce
ain't-
performances are like a whole different.
Well, put it. Confessions was a better album than Mike ever made.
Then what?
Mike doesn't have any albums better than Confessions.
You're bugging. You're bugging.
Confessions
You're
is a dope
bugging.
album, but that wasn't better than Marvin
It
Gaye's
was great.
Hear My Dear.
No, forget that. You're not disrespecting Off the Wall, are
I'm not
you?
disrespecting.
You're not disrespecting.
I'm not disrespecting.
Thriller, right?
To,
Like, you're
to
not-
compare doesn't mean one has to be disrespected.
You are disrespecting.
I'm
You know
not.
How many
You are.
times Platinum did Thriller go?
Confessions is
Confessions
Diamond?
went
Is it Diamond?
It is Diamond.
It might.
Yeah,
be
of
that.
course.
It is Diamond.
How many times Diamond?
Confessions
Because
is Diamond.
huh?
Okay, now you switch. Now you switch.
Now you talking about sales or what?
That's what I got.
Thriller's
think.
I'm
multi-diamond.
talking about content.
No. Confessions is a great album, yes, but all of Mike's album has something that people still repeat to this
Hold on,
day.
but Mike's albums.
Dance moves.
I still listen.
Hold on, time out.
listen
Mike's
to it on the
albums
way here.
also came out. Mike's albums also came out when you had no choice but to buy. Confessions came out when you could rip shit, steal shit after Napster.
He right.
He has
So-
a point there. He does have a
Yeah.
point.
That is
Not
a real-
saying
I be making
Michael
points.
is
No,
that
that's a
point.
point.
making points.
I'm not
That's a
gonna-
statement
I'm
is
not
not
gonna lie.
true, though.
That's a point.
His original statement is not
Yeah,
true.
I'm not.
though.
Yeah, I'm not rolling with your original statement. I'll roll with your second.
Name a Mike
half
album
of-
that's better than Confessions.
Thriller.
Realistically, song for song.
Thriller. What
I
are you
can't do
talking
that.
about?
That's not fair. I grew up off of Confessions, but I have.
I did-
I
I
have
did
much-
too.
I have much respect to Mike.
I did too, but I'm-
No, I
if I'm-
respect Mike as well.
If I'm keeping
You
it a
don't.
buck,
You
not.
don't.
I love Mike.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No,
You
you
didn't
don't.
respect Maya Angelou.
You don't
definitely
love
respect
yourself.
Mike.
They don't know. Hold on.
Let's
They don't know-
not even bring that on the
conversation.
camera.
They don't know about that conversation.
I'm gonna be that guy in the room. You don't love yourself. You are selfish. You are a little man.
But,
Yo, fuck you.
but no, I do get what he's saying because, like, at a certain point, it's like not. And I'm not saying this because I know you get triggered, but I'm not saying this.
Yo, word, 'cause
I gotta
he
do
got-
like a
he got
disclaimer. I got a
angry,
disclaimer.
like-
Listen, you
but
talking about
Michael is the greatest, hands down, the
100%.
greatest.
Facts.
But also,
I agree.
it's also a strange conversation for us to have when we compare old school with new school because just of how music's consumed now and how things are. Like, we don't know how things would be if they had social media back then. We don't know how things would be now if it was just album sales and not streams. It's kind of like sometimes when people are constantly comparing LeBron and Michael Jordan. Like, the NBA back then is not the NBA that it is
Yeah,
now. Let's
definitely.
make that very clear. It was a lot more rough, and you would definitely get hurt. Now everyone wants to be buddy buddies. It's a little bit different.
Well, that's the other thing too. Even how we engage.
Don't say,
with,
you know that. You know they trying to be
Listen,
buddy buddy out here these days.
Yeah, no, you're right. In that sense, you're right. But MJ's competition didn't take it. It wasn't a full time. It wasn't a year round job for them. LeBron's competition, they're constantly spending money on their bodies. They're constantly doing diet and nutrition.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but
wait, what you mean? Artists do that too? That don't make
I'm
no
saying,
sense.
I'm just Michael Jordan's era didn't. Michael was doing that.
Who was it?
yeah.
Steve Smith was on.
Well, no. You got to split. You have to split Michael Jordan's era up a little
Yeah,
bit too,
you can't
because
add
his
that
era
in.
was kind of the in between.
Well, in Mike's era, they could also fuck you up.
Yeah.
What, the hand checks?
Everything.
Hand checks, everything. There was hard fouls.
The bad boy Pistons.
Yeah, like
Them niggas, they would get kicked out the league today.
Yeah.
No, listen. He went on record and said the Pistons made him. He said if
Get
it
his
wasn't
weight
for
up.
the bad boys, he wouldn't have been the Jordan that he
Yeah.
is. Or
But
was.
even, but
without Scottie
even,
Pippen either.
even the Hacker Shack shit, that was a real philosophy that was taught in the NBA. Fuck Shaq up. He's too big. Hurt him. Like
It wasn't
like,
hurt him. It was just
it
put him
was
on the
hurt-
line.
It was hurt him.
Just get him to the
It was
line.
hurt him. That's what they taught.
Yeah.
Think about it. Anytime Shaq went up, it wasn't a slap. It was.
Well, you
it was hitting him.
you're 7'1", 330 pounds.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Oh
Who's
yeah,
stopping you on that court?
Yeah.
I'm rolling. If I'm stopped. I'm hitting him too.
Yeah.
I don't know how much good it'll do.
Just to let you know, Usher's Confessions album went 20 times platinum. Thriller went 33 times platinum.
That's pretty close.
yeah.
13 million
For
is
one
pretty
album
close.
that could only be bought and how much older it is, that's pretty
It's
close.
third all time.
That's pretty close. You look fairly young. You look fairly young.
I'm not really mad at
Just-
his
I
argument.
don't really want to go into this. Micah Prince.
Why would you do that to me?
Which
Why
one?
would you do
No.
that to me?
This is for her. This is for her. And I don't even want to go into this because we've done this before.
No,
I'm just,
I hate the
just
way
out of
the room
curiosity.
just reacted to the question.
But all right, so
listen.
just to give you some backstory, and I guess
Are
the
you
fans
Team Mike
and
or
viewers,
Team Prince?
we've had this conversation before. It didn't
Numerous
really go
times.
well.
Yeah.
It didn't end well.
Don't. Why would you say?
I gotta give the
No,
fans.
hold on.
They got-
Give
they
her-
don't know.
let her
They-
give her
no,
answer
I can
first.
tell because this conversation don't go well at my
She don't
parents'
know which
house.
way.
Yo,
My
fact.
father loves Prince and my mom loves Michael, and it's like a back and forth thing.
Just
So
say
I don't
it.
know. I like
What
both.
about you?
I like both.
See, that's the great answer.
That's
Such a safe
Political
answer.
answer.
like
The
both.
political answer.
Yeah.
You're stuck on an island.
No, you can love.
You only
both.
have one choice.
Huh?
One choice. One album to pick. It's a Mike
Yo, I
album
thought we was
or,
here to
or,
talk
or
about
Prince
Chris
album.
Brown. Oh my God, what is that?
Chris Brown or Prince?
Wow.
I'm going Chris Brown.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna go with Chris Brown too because
Thank
I'm
you.
loyal.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
See this? You
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
As far as we know, it is.
pick
So-
Kanye over Jesus.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, he did pick Kanye over Maya Angelou, so
Yeah.
Well,
I,
that-
Yeah.
I can't be agreeing with you. You make
Yeah,
me
I don't even want to get into that. That's
can't
a,
get into
that's
that
a
one,
whole
folks.
nother. That's a
Can't
whole
get
nother
into- can't get
wormhole
into
for
that
a whole
one.
nother day.
on the next
But-
one, yeah. Tune
right.
in
Hey.
next week.
Oh man.
Don't shut
No.
up. I'm not no chicken.
No. Perfect. This is the greatest segue into what Facebook is doing, banning people for the shit they're saying. Yes, thank you. All right, so
see
let's
what
get
you
into
did
that
there.
Hold on, don't-
conversation.
I see what you did there.
I ain't no
Let's get
chicken.
into
Don't
that
shush me.
conversation.
No, you was quiet though. I saw you. I saw you.
quiet, though.
You did get
I made
quiet.
you quiet,
Because she
like
said,
Facebook
shh, and you was like,
I didn't do. I
You
didn't.
did.
Say
You
it.
did. I saw your lip quiver, like
Yeah,
when you was trying to talk. You was like,
Try not to cuss out.
Oh no, you ain't gonna cuss me out. I'm Puerto Rican. That shit was never gonna happen. All right, so let's get into this conversation.
Ever since she started, I don't know if I like Bandana Erin. Bandana Simon.
No, this Erin has always been here. It's cold. It's raining. My hair's not looking good.
No,
I'm
no,
already
no,
on
no, it's
edge because of
Bandana
that.
Erin,
I'm already on
Bandana
edge.
Santana
When a black-
Simon.
No, when a black woman's hair gets messed up, she's already on edge.
She right though.
So I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, she
I'm
right.
right
feel
here.
you.
you're on the edge.
Don't push me over. That's what I'm saying. Don't push me over.
Jesus Christ.
Easy, Sonia Sanchez.
And Erin looks like she's gonna fuck somebody up and initiate them in her gang.
Not initiate.
And they would join me because I am just like sweet apple pie. All
Oh,
right, so let's.
Hey, all right now. All right. Everyone simmer down.
Aaron is running with that apple pie.
Hey, what's that? Hey, apple pie, ice cream, best thing ever. All right, so
I
Facebook
ain't-
banned
yeah, that's true.
Facebook banned some people, right? And right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones and even Farrakhan.
Yes.
Farrakhan even got banned. Then also, Facebook also kicked out that Milo guy. I'm not even saying his name because I don't really give a fuck about him.
Yeah.
Laura Loomer and Joseph Watson, they work for InfoWars. White supremacist Paul Nellon, who unsuccessfully ran for Congress 2016-2018, and Jones' company InfoWars. The group will also lose their accounts on Instagram, which is owned by Facebook. So basically, Facebook said, we banned individuals or organizations that promote or engage in violence and hate, regardless of of ideologies. But Jones came back and said that Facebook's actions were authoritarian, saying that they never gave him any direct notice and they found his post quote unquote dangerous. Now this brings up the conversation of free speech. Is something like this bad not only for, other people like him, but just for all of us as content creators and as people who have a provided voice on these platforms?
So we were talking about this in the group chat. I feel like as a business, especially as an entrepreneur, you have the right to control whatever your content is supposed to look like and how your audience consumes that. I don't really see what the big problem is with Facebook. It's their platform. They want certain shit on their platform. They want it to look a certain way. I don't understand how you're mad at them for wanting to police their content. They don't want negative shit on their content, on their platform. I don't understand why everyone's in uproar. And I get it. And I'm a content creator. We're all content creators. I get how that may impact us, but like we said, we do that for our content. There's certain things we don't talk about. We don't talk about the normal things. We don't have normal conversations just because for us it's cliche and very surface level. I don't see why Facebook is being held to the fire that much.
Because
I don't get it.
Y'all era. That's why everybody wants to hold hands and be friends.
Yeah, but now you're gonna control now. So from I guess a audience perspective, you're now letting the audience dictate how you run your business?
Well, I think the bigger thing is that this is just a cleanup by Facebook and Twitter and these platforms, because it was Congress met with them, and also there was some sufficient information that came out that I guess Russia and all these other people, that they utilize these platforms to skew the voting for when it comes to presidency. So the fact that it's kind of like, okay, why didn't you do it then? And now you're doing it now. Now you're just doing it to clean up. So that's also partially why people are upset. Because it's like the intentions behind it isn't to necessarily, let's keep negative things out, because that shit was running rampant already before. It's just now they're doing it because, Congress, government is having us in here. We done fucked up. Let's do a major cleanup right now.
So, but that's my point. So let's say that is the case, right? Let's say they did some fuck shit. It goes back to our Chris Brown argument early in the conversation. Okay, I'm not mad at Facebook acknowledging that they fucked up and they're looking to clean it up.
It's all about the money, right?
But that's what I'm saying. It's big business when you think about it. And I understand what you're saying. It may not be genuine, but whatever. It may not. Now they're doing it. It's bad timing or coincidental timing. Whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like as a company, I respect them more for trying to clean up their platform versus letting it rock. Like if they continue to let it rock, where you can manipulate votes, where you can manipulate the algorithms and do all of that.
Yeah, but it's banning. I don't know. I think there needs to be like a way. I don't know.
I feel what you're saying. I know what you're about to say. I'm only speaking from a business perspective. Let me be clear. I'm talking about if I own Facebook, I have the right to show whatever I want on my platform. I want my experience to be whatever it's going to be, and I want the consumers to look at it a certain way. I have the right to do that.
Right.
That's on one side of the fence. Now, if we talking about right and wrong, I'm on the side of the wrong. That's my only thing.
So what will happen, though, if they eventually have this censorship happen for Black Lives Matter?
And that's what I'm saying.
Because they are trying to say that Black Lives Matter is a dangerous group.
Correct. And
so then what will happen then?
Black is a dangerous anything.
Yeah.
Unless it's dangerous until money comes out the pockets.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's kind of like the angle for me, I guess, is that, granted, I don't like any of these people that they banned. Good.
Yeah.
But then it also brings up to that discussion, like, okay, well, if they can have some reasoning to justify banning them, what if someone from the Black Lives Matter movement says something that they can deem as quote-unquote hate speech, and then you are then having to ban them as well?
Well, I don't think the Black Lives Matter movement should ever say anything that should even come close to hate speech.
But I'm not saying that they're.
She's using that as an example.
But listen, when it comes to policies, a lot of these platforms' policies sometimes have vague interpretations because it allows them to maneuver freely. So if they could prove without a doubt that, this can be casted under quote unquote hate speech. Like, for example, under social media policies right now, they have gender as part of hate speech, but they don't have sex. And that's why the UK Parliament is trying to get this to happen. So if they could justify and say, hey, this is considered under hate speech, because you could be like, white guys are constantly shooting up schools. Why aren't they doing anything about that? That's atrocious. They may look at it and be like, okay, because of our open wide net policies, this could be considered hate speech. Because also sometimes how tweets and stuff are reviewed, it's not by humans, it's by technology.
Definitely.
So that's what I'm saying. It could open up a Pandora's box.
Well, that's the side of the fence that I fall on from a content creator perspective.
Yeah.
Is now it could potentially impact us all just because you're now something called social media is now really not all that social. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not where we could be free and be ourselves now because we're being monitored and censored. So that's my only fear.
Did I miss something? Is Facebook the only social media? Are there not hold on, is it not African Americans and Latinos out there who know coding, who can create their own platforms?
Yeah.
So
Speak on it.
So why am I so concerned about Facebook and Instagram when I can't, I don't know coding, but somebody out there can and create their own and make it poppin'. Go ahead, Erin, bandana.
The problem is that there's a lot of the investors. I mean, there are racist investors that will send more money to competitors just for the sake of that they're not black.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not necessarily that we don't know coding. There's actually a lot of prominent. There are a lot of known coders, especially black people who work at Google, who work at Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. The thing, though, is the finance aspect of it. They are getting access to investors that have a lot more money. So that's the issue, is finding the source to build the product to make it to where it needs to go. There's a lot more roadblocks for black business owners than they are for ones who are white or anything else.
Well,
and it's been proven from everything from blocks in mortgages for buildings, blocks in getting investment monies. Like it's a harder process. Not to say that we can't do it, but it is a harder process. So we can't expect to say, oh, if we have a black coder and let's make this shit in a day and then we can get investors.
I'm not saying it takes a day, but there's black millionaires out there.
I see what you're saying.
Sure.
But black people, we also create our own roadblocks for black businesses.
That's what I'm sitting there thinking.
Whenever we see a black person that makes something, like it always looks like some janky nigga that made something.
Yeah.
Like even like the nigga that made the cell phone. We all know that this guy has a cell phone company. I ain't seen one nigga making a call. What's his name? His name is like Dicker.
Well, that name is
Figures.
Yeah, Figures.
You're right though.
Yeah, my man Figures.
Our own
Yeah.
community.
Which one of y'all got a Figure iPhone?
I don't.
The iPhone X Figure.
Yeah.
I do have apps though. I do. There was a Travel Noir. There's a few others.
What, from Figure?
Do any of you guys
No.
bank
There's
Dwayne
some
Buss
black
what?
app.
Bank black?
No,
Bank
I
black?
do not. I do not bank
Nah,
black.
what nigga trusts another nigga with their money? I don't think niggas have ever bank black. They're gonna be like, I'm gonna give this nigga my money.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
But he's right though.
Yeah.
That's
Hold on,
the
you bank
issue.
black?
Yeah.
Currently, no.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay, well you put it in a shoebox, nigga. It's just you. You banking black.
But that's really the problem though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if we joking, but that really is a problem.
That's
Yeah.
that's definitely part of the problem.
I don't think I'm ever banking black.
Ever?
Wait, why?
I don't know, man.
You probably did. It's called put under your bed frame.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you put your money in there, they're gonna put that shit on some horses or some shit. Like,
What? That's terrible. What? They're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill you for that one.
What are you What are you talking about?
I'm just fucking around at this point.
They're gonna kill you.
Relax, YouTube.
They're gonna kill you for that one.
I'm just playing YouTube.
Well, also, like, even though I joked about it, there are various people who are within the black community who said that they don't put their money into banks because there has been proven discrimination within those banks specifically.
Yeah, I believe that.
And another thing too is like it's going to what you were saying. Well, what everyone was saying in terms of like how we don't invest. Also, it's kind of hard to sometimes because we do have sellouts.
Yeah.
We do have people that if we try to invest, like we've seen it with fucking pastors.
Yeah.
Fucking sellouts who are pastors. You're supposed to be for the people, for Christ, and you out here with your fucking Lamborghini, cheating on your wife and this like. So it's like it's hard to sometimes discern like who is actually there for the community and who's just trying to make a buck and live off of us and
Hold
then
on,
go and do their own shit.
You can't be for the community and slip up.
No, it's not a slip. A slip up is different from a sellout.
A lifestyle is not a slip up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking
Sellout is
straight.
not a slip up. That you live, breathe,
straight
and
lifestyle,
eat.
being on some grimy shit. You know you know what I'm saying. A
Right.
slip up is maybe
Yeah,
fudge the number here and there or
Yeah, if
something
you slip
crazy.
up, that's fine, but not when you're like trying to make money off your own people just to have a better
Extra
life.
zero.
Like we're like
Crazy.
more selfish intentions and not want to give back. And because there have been black people have done that. And sometimes, I guess that also kind of makes it hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But we gotta fucking band together. You know, like how much we have so much buying power. People fucking change shit just to get our money.
Man.
Like if we put all the money in our own shit, we already run the culture. Imagine if we had our own money in our own shit.
The problem with that, though,
culture.
again, is as a culture, I love our culture. Let me just say that. I think we all love our culture, right? The problem is we don't trust our own culture.
We don't trust our own people.
Or the people within the culture.
Or the people within the culture. That's really what it falls down to. And that could be from past experience. It could be from present experiences that has nothing to do with our culture, but you're so impacted that you just don't trust anything.
Well, I think it's because we don't really have like like African Americans, I would say in general, don't really have like a foundation that's not the white man's.
Yeah.
In America.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as that, it's like we would have to create it. Like, and we have tried to with Black Wall Street, which got burned down by the white people who were mad that we had our own economic success.
Mm-hmm.
But if anything, I feel like now we should try Black Wall Street because we're more.
No, yeah.
Now we should try Black Wall Street because we're more evolved. We have more billionaires. We have more.
But you know
millionaires.
what?
They still gonna get us the fuck out of here.
No, but that,
Somehow, some way, but
Yeah.
we should at least try.
When you see the way how the Hasidic Jews move, if black people were moving like that, let black people create a religion. And then get tax breaks and shit from that to get houses and claim that they're
that's the
places
thing.
of worship. They would fuck us up.
That's the thing. You gotta think about it.
They would take us out.
Even when you think about that, right? The problem is that we glorify things differently than other cultures do. That's really what it boils down to. We glorify sneakers. We glorify
Chains.
fancy cars, jewelry, where other people are like, I don't care until my souls are open. I want to be able to provide for my future. I want to be able to provide for my kids. So, you know what? I'm going to bank this.
But also...
It's just a different mindset.
But also, those communities invest within each other,
Definitely.
too.
Definitely.
Our communities, the second that we get $10, we want to spend $9 on products and other stuff that do not even go back into the black community, and then that $1 is just for us, as the individual, right? And then also like the division, unfortunately, and this is kind of a divisive thing that we have to break. I mean, the division started back during slavery times, especially when the uproars. You know, what was the best thing they could do? Mm-hmm. Oh, you put the light-skinned black ones in the house, you put the dark ones in the field, you break up the family.
Divide and conquer, man.
That's how they do it. They divide, and they still do it to this day.
That goes back to your
divide
sellout
us
show.
to
Most of my niggas look at a chick. All she has to do is have light skin. They're like, oh, she's bad. I look at her, I'm like, yo, her face is rocked. Like, yo, they be fucking rocked. And then they be shitting on, like, beautiful black girls. I'll be like, yo, what's wrong with this nigga's eyes, man?
Someone tried to shit on Lapita. I said, oh my, what?
Lapita?
My girl
She's
Lapisha?
beautiful.
She's Lapisha. You're disrespectful.
Oh, you said,
Yeah, he's disrespectful.
yo, come on,
girl.
nah.
That's my nickname for her.
Security.
Security.
Get him out of here.
But that was the
Can't
issue
even say
with
what it is because he's
was
fucking
some
no one knows what he
old
looks like.
African Americans in integration.
Yeah.
So when you take the money out, when you have the Negro Leagues, when you have Black Wall Street, when you have all of these businesses and organizations, and you say, why would I want to integrate? The money's there for us.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yo, you saw that Killer Mike documentary?
that Killer Mike documentary is fire. We
Yeah.
talked about that before here.
Yeah, we talked about it when
Man,
when
I
it
should have
first came
been
out.
here.
But it's interesting though. It's interesting because that Killer Mike shit. I know this ain't on a topic bracket, but that really did make me think at least.
Yeah.
Like I thought a lot about. Like if you really, 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 truly live black, you probably I wouldn't nothing on me outside of these. Well, I can't even say Reebok.
Outside
Who
your
owns
skin.
Reebok?
Hold on. That's what I was going to say. Throughout that, in the first episode, when he was shopping black, he had on Jordan 1s. That's Nike. That's a white-owned company.
He was shopping to shop black, right?
Yeah,
He wasn't already in it
But he
yet.
said he wouldn't drive his car because it was
Yeah.
no black.
He didn't drive his car. He
He
got
had
a black-owned
cell
phone.
phone.
But he was walking. But he was still.
But he said he was
still
walking
rolling
in
on
J's.
Jordan 1s
He was
though.
walking in Jordan 1s. Michael Jordan doesn't own
Goddamn,
Nike.
y'all want him to be barefoot
No,
throughout the
but
whole
also-
documentary?
Nah, he gotta go
Yeah.
find
But
some
also,
black
he
feet.
did mention at one point that it was like there's some things that he had to break because it was nearly impossible.
Yeah.
The shoe thing isn't impossible. There's black-owned sneakers.
With black
But no,
owned
but no, but you
Oh.
but he had to
Name
do it.
them, Wilson.
Name
Let
them.
the people know.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's
There's Fear of God. There's
That's Nike.
That's
They don't-
Nike.
no, Fear of God is its own brand. What are you guys talking
But it has a Nike
It is?
check on it.
I do this
We need a
fashion
fact
shit.
check.
No, there's Fear of God sneakers.
I
Oh.
understand that there's
Hold
Fear
on.
of God sneakers. I thought you were talking about the new ones. That came
No,
out.
infidel. I'm talking about the Fear of God brand. The sneakers, Off-White. That's Virgil Abloh. He could have went with one of those. Those are the higher ends. There's also low end ones. The sneakers aren't that great looking.
But he couldn't. He
They
couldn't
kind
get
of look
it,
a little
though.
bit like.
Okay.
He couldn't. He
Yeah.
couldn't purchase it because if he tried to purchase it on a phone, that's why I don't.
And he was
tried to do a laptop.
and he was banking black
That's
too.
why I
I
don't.
mean, he wasn't blank.
Like,
he
he had to
wasn't
do it-
banking
he had
black.
to
He
do
could have
in
went,
the
got a
area.
figure phone, purchased it through
Yup.
the internet
There we
on
go.
that
But,
phone.
but
There we
no,
go,
but if
Wilson.
you use but if you use a card, if you use a credit card,
That's what I just said. I just said that. He
he
Oh, he couldn't use a credit card?
No, he started
it's-
off by
it's-
saying,
it's
"Yo."
a white-owned bank. He
when he
can't
was sitting
use.
at the table, he said, "Yo, this is going to be
Or
really
non-black,
difficult.
sorry,
I got to give up mad
I mean,
shit."
it's
He
okay.
and when he was home, he couldn't have anything in his refrigerator.
Yep.
He couldn't use his toothpaste. He went to go pick up his phone.
He couldn't
had
get
an
a
Apple
rush
phone.
card?
He couldn't do that. No.
Yo, I
He
wonder
couldn't get a
if
rush
that.
card? He couldn't get a rush card?
I wonder if that
Fair.
bench that he slept on is probably made by a white man.
Oh my god.
He had to
I don't know if you can go that deep though. Can you go that deep?
What?
Yo, he about
Think
to say,
about
you know, the air that we breathe.
Yeah, like I don't know if you can go
This
that
is
deep.
Nah, I would never
owned.
take it that far.
Well, he kind of did go that deep when you think about it, because when he went to go to the hotel, he was like, "Oh, that's a white-owned establishment. I can't go there."
And the meat too. It was a black
And the
business
meat,
that
yeah,
had
yeah.
a barbecue, but he
Yeah.
was like, "We're at farm." It was from a white farm. He said, "I can't even have this."
He said the produce came from another farm that was not black-owned.
Fucking up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, man, start your own La Facebook.
Little
Yeah,
Facebook.
we need our
Well,
own Facebook. Our own
yeah,
We
some
had
people
Black
put
Planet.
Anthony.
Should have turned that shit into
Yo,
Black Planet.
Yo.
blackplanet.com.
But,
But then what do? You can't keep white people out.
but that's what I be looking.
They're gonna go wherever
Yo,
we go.
if I'm-
Yo,
no
that's
offense,
super
Gianni.
facts, though. That's super facts.
No offense, Gianni.
They gonna come find our asses.
Well, that's my only thing, and not even so much that. And maybe this sounds crazy, but I don't really be for the segregation. Like
Well,
I really just kind of feel like people. It's so minute when you think about it. You don't like me because of my skin color. That's it.
I had no choice in it.
Yeah, I had no choice in it. I've done nothing to you, yet you don't like me for my skin color.
But it's just like animals, man. We are animals at the end of the day.
I agree with that.
Tigers probably look at a lion
More barbaric.
and be like,
I'm not
than
gonna say
animals.
that I'm not with segregation, but I'm just saying I'm pro my people, just as
I am.
everybody else is pro their people.
Yeah.
So,
Like-
yeah. So it's like having integration, but then also uplifting like HBCUs
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like
That's
that.
Like
what
we
I'm
just have to
saying.
love our own the same way the Asians love their own, the same way the Mexicans love their own,
Yeah,
the same way the
yeah.
whites
Yeah.
fucking love their own.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And look after each other.
But there's also a lot of foundational things that we have to rebuild on because it's been broken down
Yeah.
for years and over 100
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Like literally, we are trying to rebuild the identity of the black family because that shit has been torn apart for
Yeah.
over 100 years.
it's a lot of ignorance.
But that's the thing. That's where social media comes into play, though. It's very difficult to do that now when you have social media creating bad habits for our culture.
That's what I was gonna say about the Facebook point. It's not that because like I'm like 50-50, like yeah, I like that, but I also don't like it because like I feel like to clean up social media we would need something where you fact check. Like people
Yeah.
just can't be posting shit that ain't true. That's what we need. We don't need people being stopped from saying their opinion, but like when it comes to stating facts, I think that should be like a thing. Like that clip of Donald Trump saying there was like a post that said Donald Trump says something about niggas and hate black people or something, but it had never happened. Oh, it's about him on Oprah.
Oh yeah,
Y'all remember that?
yeah.
That never-
somebody said he said that behind the
He
scenes.
said,
right?
yeah, it was
but
said
it-
behind the scenes.
oh,
but
it
was-
said behind the scenes?
Yeah, but it
So
was,
I think so.
But it was never confirmed.
I don't know. It was never confirmed.
You don't think he
So
said
just
that?
the fact that we all ran with that.
Well, let me be clear. I'm certain that if he did say it, we would never know because whoever ratted on him is probably dead or in solitary confinement somewhere. We'll never see the light of day.
I
So-
put nothing past Trump. I'm not
Yeah.
shocked if he did or didn't say it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that we can't be riding with shit that's not fact, and
I
that's
agree.
our problem. With
I
social
agree.
I have a
media.
question for you. Where do we draw the line between like constructive criticism for our own people? Because like sometimes I feel like there are times where we need to check each other, especially if certain people get out of line, but then it's equated to, oh, you're hating.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard on social media because there's so many trolls.
It's a live court
Yeah.
session.
It's a lot of trolls. Like it's a lot of people just saying anything out of their neck. and it be people hiding behind like a computer.
Yeah.
Like if it's like
That's all, folks.
like if you go to my profile and you see me saying something constructive, then I feel like it should be taken seriously because you can see like I'm a like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you go there and it's an Abby of like a SpongeBob and there's only 3 memes on there,
Yeah.
like those are the type of people that always comment and say things. So I think
Yeah.
like.
You got to give suggestions if it's constructive.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, this sucks, I don't like your hair, I don't like what the fuck's going on in the room, like
Yeah.
that could be seen as hating a little bit.
But let's see
if you don't have nothing to
But let's
suggest.
say if it's let's say if it's a real emotion. I could legitimately not like your hair. I could legitimately not like whatever you're
But
wearing.
why the, if
That
you
is-
have
that
nothing
is-
matter
nice
to
to say,
you.
then don't say it
But
at
what
all.
if the
Why
person
does it
asks
matter?
you? Like, it's also like people ask for the truth, but they never really want to
that's-
hear the
that's
truth.
what
If
I'm
I
saying.
ask, then say it. But if I don't, let me say, I do interviews all the time, okay? My interviews go on the internet. You see the comments on
Oh.
my fucking interviews are so fucking rude. Oh, I know she fucked him after this. She looked like she sucked mad
Aw,
dick.
man.
She did it.
It's hard for
Under
women.
every fucking interview. And literally, like, these people don't know me from nowhere.
Well-
I don't even know the artist I interviewed from nowhere. Why the fuck would they think that? You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy though? As a well, you two are females in the industry. Mad dudes probably try to fuck you.
Yeah.
Tried.
Yeah. 100%.
Try to fuck you, so as a fan, you're gonna comment and say, "I know she just sucked his." Dick.
Oh yeah, people.
Because they know everybody's trying to fuck you.
No.
Like,
That's
so
not
they're-
it. That's their
People
That's how
said,
they feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
That the same way. That's just how he.
But
feels
that's
about
that's
their
probably
hair.
what
That's
they're
just
thinking
how
though.
they feel.
Like so many dudes are trying, like they had to have done something.
That shit
But
don't-
yeah, y'all two are intelligent.
I'm gonna let Wilson go on that one on his own.
No.
No, I'm rolling with
You
it.
know what I mean.
I'm
I get what
listening.
he's
I
saying.
get what
He's
you're
saying.
saying.
I had
He's
an
just saying-
ex-girlfriend.
yeah, he's
I had an
saying
ex-girlfriend who
public
did music. She was talking to some dude or trying to work with some dude like that was involved with a label.
So you were jealous.
And well, yeah, because that was my girl. Because it was my girl at the time. And this nigga, he was like, because she wanted to meet up,
Yeah.
talk about like her
Oh,
career and whatnot.
the meetup.
He was like, yeah. Yeah, so he was like,
She hit you with the meetup.
So this dude was like,
I heard the story.
yeah, I just got off a flight. I'm at the hotel. You can meet me over here. She was like, okay, do they have a bar, like a lobby area, like this, that, and the other?
Nah, that
he was
room.
like,
That
oh, I
room
want to
work.
watch the game, so I'm not going down to the lobby. She was like, yeah, I'm not coming.
So
Did she really say that? You're not
Yeah.
with her today.
No. I was on the phone during the time that meeting was. It was 7 p.m. I was like, where are you? Where are you?
The issue with that is like, okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. There are bad apples everywhere. There are women who sleep with artists and athletes and industry people, even though in their profession they should not be doing that, but they do. The problem is that when people find out or hear about that, they generalize.
Yeah.
And they especially generalize when it comes to black women because historically we are always hypersexualized. So they always assume that, because this groupie, we constantly see this Hispanic groupie, this black groupie going after, they assume that, we all are like this.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we're not all like this. The same way that, like, when someone has a bad breakup and that person was so mentally abusive, they treat the next people that they date in the same manner as if that person's going to do the same thing. We as people tend
Relationship
to
PSA.
generalize, and we go into things based off of experience, but not in the sense of I'm going to experience these things individually.
Yeah.
It's more so whatever happened in my past is what I'm going to base everything off of. And that's why I like the saying, like, don't live in your past.
But the same way people make those dumbass comments about me is the same way people don't make those dumbass comments about Chris Brown when that man has evolved. And it's the same reason, like we just don't need to do that.
But there's
we
always
don't
gonna-
need to cancel people, and we don't need to spew out hate for no reason.
I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that no matter what, there's always going to be bad apples. There's always going to be people. Because listen, every single one of us has had people say they hope we die. All this
And that,
crazy
that wasn't
shit,
nice,
right?
by the way.
I've gotten a lot of
that. That was yeah.
I'm sure
I've gotten
you
a lot of
have.
Whoever said that.
Yo,
in
some
our
dude said he
comments.
wants to piss on my grave.
Yeah, that's a little extreme. Like, come on, you're
I was like, really, fam, you want to piss on my grave over a podcast?
Yeah,
That was
come on.
funny.
Like that's a little extreme.
I hope
extreme.
you die. It's inevitable.
That hurt my
Yeah.
feelings.
We're all
We're all
gonna
going to
go.
die.
We're all gonna go. It's inevitable.
Over my
At some point.
opinion, some dude wanted to piss on my grave.
That was
Yeah.
a female.
That's
That was a female that wanted to piss
Yeah.
on the grave, by the way.
oh, that's okay.
She wanted why? She was going to pop that with the mule.
Yes, Wilson.
On that
Hey,
note.
yo, did you just hit me with an owl because a girl wanted to piss on your grave, kid?
Gotta agree.
It's better than a dude.
So, all right, hold on.
Yeah, come on, we all know that.
All right.
No?
No,
I don't want nobody pissing on
I
me.
don't want nobody to do it. I don't want nobody. This girl would be better for you.
Yeah, like I don't.
I hate
Your
you,
brain is just different.
And
What?
it is.
I'm dead in the scenario.
Yeah, but you're still. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah,
it's
let's
fine,
go.
It's fine. It's fine.
you digress.
Yeah,
I digress.
So I guess what will be the next phase of social media? Because like I feel like social media comes in phases, right? So I feel like it started with AIM. and went from that to like Black Planets, all those types of shit. Then it went to Facebook. Then it went to MySpace, and now we're here.
I think it's already evolved. Have you ever been on Bigo?
No.
I don't even know what Bigo is.
I don't know what that is.
Bigo
Hold on,
basically.
don't be promoting them. They didn't give us no bag.
That's a fact.
Yeah, wait,
That's
no.
It ain't black owned. Don't
We're not
promote.
doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for that one.
I don't care if it's not black owned. Black owned, white owned, nigga,
Whoa,
pay me.
somebody, somebody triggered.
All right.
Somebody
If
triggered.
it's not black owned,
Somebody triggered.
So we'll just call it Schmigo.
Somebody got triggered.
That may be a company too. I don't know.
Mister, is the bank black?
I never said that.
Basically, it's kind
Black
of
owned, white owned. I don't give a damn.
I take my money. You know what?
yeah. It's kind of like the
Yeah,
Oh, I had to catch myself. I had to catch myself.
you guys know like the live porn.
What?
I'm
Wait,
sorry.
what? Where do we? What?
I'm saying it's kind of like the live porn chat. Do you know what I mean?
No.
You all know what the fuck I mean. Stop it. Stop it.
I don't know what you
You
mean.
all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Have profiles.
Okay.
and-
Nobody here knows what I'm talking about. Okay.
The wink.
Well, anyhow you put it, there's live porn chats where you could basically tell the girl what to do, like this, that, and the other.
Oh, you talking about
You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, it's like when you
Yeah.
have those games where it's like a book and you can decide what the outcome is, except it's for porn.
No, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that.
Guys, I'm trying to have some, there are people who are watching that are pretty pure. I'm trying
No,
to,
they're
not.
you know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
nothing
Yeah.
pure.
Porn makes all money.
Cocaine
All sports.
Cocaine is. They got some pure cocaine out
Oh, yeah,
there.
that's true.
She's really
Okay, so
Hey,
with
I watch a
Schmigo,
lot of drug shows. Listen.
Schmigo basically is like it's social media.
I feel like you're saying Smeagol.
Not
But go ahead.
He is.
Well, because I'm disguising the word. They didn't pay us.
All right, go ahead.
So it's basically like a live chat type of thing. You could talk to the person, this, that, and the other. You could send them gifts. They'll respond to the gifts. There are girls on there that will like clean their house like in like lingerie and whatnot. There's some of them, but then there's other people like you could hop onto like a group chat. It'd be like 16 people.
Yeah.
And you're in like this group chat with a bunch of strangers
But
and shit.
that's weirdo shit.
That's-
Really
And
think
somebody
about
and
it.
you can watch it.
That's weird.
So what
We were talking about the
subscription do you
next
have?
phase of social
Your
media.
lights are off when you
got-
do
We were
that.
talking about the next phase of social media.
You've definitely joined those chats, my friend. I can look right into your eyes.
I've
Premium
never
account,
jumped in.
don't you?
Huh?
You got the premium account,
Yeah,
don't you?
you do.
No. No.
Entertaining.
Not
No, listen, I'm old fashioned. I fucking hate FaceTime. I feel like if somebody's gonna FaceTime me, you need my consent first.
Yo, he definitely turns his woman over.
Yeah.
Yo, if I give a girl my number, or if I take a girl's number,
I want to see your face.
don't FaceTime me like right off the bat.
I'm not-
I hate that shit.
I'm not mad at the
God.
FaceTime shit. I want to get back to your video subscription. It's
not a subscription. It's free.
You definitely have a subscription.
Any one of us can get it.
No, I don't have anything. You have a subscription. So when you're in
Get
these
what?
chat rooms looking at these women cleaning their homes or whatever, and it's like maybe a whole bunch of other guys, you don't think that that's weird? Like you don't see that the wrong.
Send them little
like,
messages.
Like,
You be like-
think about it. Oh my God, those napkins and drapes look great. Like what? How are you engaging?
You send them little messages. You know, you flirt with them a little
Use your
bit.
Swiffer. Don't use them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really.
Yo, look, yo, you gonna have.
He's weird, but she's not.
No, I just want to know how you stand out. How do you,
You be like-
stand
you be
out
like, so,
among
oh.
guys? That's all I wanted. I wanted
Be
to
like, so, you just gonna put cups on the
Stand out
table
with
with no
that bank
coasters, huh?
account number,
That's how you
okay?
do it.
So what do you
You
do?
gotta play around with them.
So what do you do to stand out? What do you do?
What?
I already said my joke. It got drowned out. I didn't know. I'll have another one.
Oh, come on, say it again.
Well, no one heard it, so say
Nah.
again.
No, I can't do that.
It's not gonna hit.
That's
It's not gonna
that's
hit.
okay. Yeah. That would have felt weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, you make some shit up. It'd be like Erin on there with her bandana. They'd be like, "Oh, take off the bandana. Let's see what's underneath the bandana." That's how they would talk.
About to get her an account.
Yeah, and then Erin would, respond.
on her
And then
menu.
Erin would respond.
Definitely have a
Listen.
slice.
And then
Listen.
yeah. Yo, and then Aaron would look into the camera.
It
You
ain't
won't
gonna
like
be
me
no
with my bandana
$6.99
off.
for that show. Let me tell you, you're gonna have to be in the millions for that show. Fuck,
You wouldn't like me with my
you want me to
bandana
bake an
off.
apple pie and put and slice it slow for you? I'm gonna need $1.5 million.
I'm not mad at
That's very
I'm
specific.
really not
Hey,
mad
yo,
at that.
all I know is your creepy Aaron voice with a fucking bandana.
That's a
is
lot of
wild.
money.
Yo, you saying you wouldn't like me with my bandana off is wild. That's a wild statement. Listen, I guess let us know what you guys think about all of today's content today, all the topics. Be sure to subscribe, Grassroots Podcast, again on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Be sure to hit the notification button to be notified for our episodes. That's it. I'm Brandon, Killabh Hall.
I'm Erin Ashley Simon, and I believe it's gonna be like Black Mirror. Just want to say that. Like that episode of Black Mirror with the old couples went into that virtual reality place and they can
Yeah.
be whoever they want. That's what I think it's going.
That's fire. I got virtual reality. Go ahead.
I'll be underground, like Demolition Man. Yeah.
So you're gonna eat rat burgers
So
and
he's
shit.
gonna be,
Rata.
was it a
Okay,
teether?
you're right.
Yikes.
No. You ever
Tether?
seen Demolition Man? You never seen
be
Demolition Man?
untethered?
No, you never seen.
Whoa, he looked like he was
Wilson, don't ever
untethered.
fucking rush me, bro.
I am Wilson.
Nyla Simone.
And we out. Peace.
Grassroots.